Hey everyone, Keith Arkberg Farms. If you can't tell, it's a little bit chilly out here. We're still below freezing. Not sure if we're going to get above today, but hey, I've had this one flat of lettuce knocking around the farm for quite some time now. Since, I think I planted it back in September, to be honest with you. But it's late in the season. I still got it. The winter was a little strange this year, so I think I'm gonna do my last planting of the season. So we're gonna go in the big high tunnel here, and I'll show you, explain to you how this works, planting lettuce this late in the season and having it grow basically next year. So let me show you. Now, this one tray of lettuce was planted September 17th. As you can see, it looks beautiful. And it shouldn't. I have abused this stuff beyond every way possible. Pulled it from the greenhouse, the propagation house, back mid-October. That's usually our last plant date, because that is actually 1 month before our Persephone date. I find if I usually plant anything past that point, it just really doesn't grow, and it just sits there and does nothing. So that's usually our last planting. So I had it sitting on this cart since then, and it's really astonishing. I've left it out on the side down to 20 degrees a couple different nights, just not paying attention to it. I've let it almost all completely wilt away and die. Throw it back in the sink, rehydrate it, bring it back. I really think what I've done to it is basically just put it into hibernation, and it's just kind of sitting there. You can see a little bit of stuff on the bottom. The great thing is that it actually still looks really nice. I mean, very minimal root binding on it. It's nice and green and nice and transplanting. Take you around and show you some of the other lettuce we have planted right now. It was a little bit different this fall. It stayed warm later than usual, and it kind of pushed things a little further. So we'll head over that greenhouse and then go back over here and show you this, because I've got one here that I planted a month later than I usually do. So I've been mid-November, and now it is the end of December. So you can see the different stages of the lettuce, and also the one problem I actually have with it and what I'm kind of doing to combat that. So here's where I've been cutting from. As you can see, I did not plant as dense as usual. We only have 1, 2, 3 rows in here. And these are on my 3 wide fabric, which is 10 inches in between and then 10 inches in row as well. I find it gives it more airspace, should breathe better. The problem is, like I was saying, it got warm earlier and it took off. So just counteract that, when I first started harvesting on this, I was just taking the center row, and that was really helping the airflow. Really don't have any drop over here, but you can see there's missing heads all throughout here. It's because I'm getting real bad lettuce drop, and this occurs a lot when there's just not enough airflow. See how this one's kind of dying down, and also forgetting to cover them doesn't help at all. I'll turn you around there and you can kind of see what's growing underneath this. It actually goes in and kills off the stem and causes it to kind of fall apart like this is doing. So here's the culprit. See all that white gooey stuff underneath there? That is what's doing it, and then it goes into that center stem right there. You can see where it's already infected, and it kills it. The only way to counteract this is to remove all of this stuff and anything touching the ground. So when I harvest through, if I have an area that actually has a lot of this drop in it, I'll come through and I'll harvest that one and everything around it to try to stop its progress. And then if I'm right next to one and I pull it out, I'll actually come underneath the adjoining plant and remove all of this undergrowth, as well as the sludge that builds up underneath it, to try to limit it. You can see where it gets really bad down here. And the more stressed out, the worse it gets. And this all is with not watering anything over the winter in these greenhouses. And that is one of the biggest takeaways from growing anything over winter like this in a greenhouse. Number one, got to pull your frost fabric every day that it warms up above freezing inside of the greenhouse, not outside the greenhouse. It's well below freezing out there. Right now, it's probably 40 some degrees in here. Second, you have to stop watering. You can see it looks fairly dry, especially over in this other one, but there's still plenty of moisture in the ground. And by adding more moisture, goes up on top, you got to vent the moisture out. You've got to open it up, close it. You also have to do that every single day. You want this stuff to get hardened off to the point where it's basically just sitting there. That's the main principle of all this winter gardening, is you have everything sized up by your Persephone date plus a month at the most. When you do that, it'll wait for you. Just like this stuff over here. This would be my last planting of the season, which should actually overwinter and should have looked more like this down here. But as you can see, the size is much bigger than it should be. This is where I'd want to see this whole entire bed. This bed would be like my January, February harvesting. It should look like this bed. And you can see where these are just starting to touch would be where I'm actually harvesting at, should be harvesting at right now. But I still have stuff over there, so I'm trying to work it out, feel it out, and kind of push it as long as I can. That way I have continuous production and I don't lose any. Now again, we start to get drop over here as well, because again, they've gotten a little bit bigger quicker than I expected. Otherwise I would have thinned out this center row. You do occasionally get them when they're smaller. It's just a wintertime disease, like these two right here. But they're not touching each other. It's not going to spread. It stays contained to that one area. Same kind of principle. Carrots, mid-October. Beets, same thing. Those will harvest out March or April, somewhere in that range. Looking at late April, maybe early June for the carrots over here. So we're going to go get some landscape fabric. I've already prepped this bed behind me. Use the old DIY tilter back there because I couldn't open up because it was cold. I'm hoping to get this opened up next week because it's going to warm up. I think I'm going to plant another bed of carrots right here, I believe. I don't know. Just kind of playing it by ear right now. I know we're probably going to need some more carrots. I just don't know how many. Or if I want to plant them in here because I got to rip this. Anyways, that'll come later. Yeah, I'm going to go get fabric, start pulling it out, staple it down, start cramming them in, and then we will treat this a little different than anything else like I've been talking about with watering, because this fresh transplant, we need water in the soil because there is not anything in the stirred up area. So you can see that's darker, that's been sitting there. But where I've ran the tilter through, it is a bone dry because I've stirred it up, taken all the moisture off the top of the soil. Go get this started and yeah, plant my last planting of lettuce. So what I actually ended up doing, you saw me kind of moving stuff around, did not plant anything in the center of this because it's the only batch of lettuce I have. I want to fill the whole entire bed. Then on the back side over here, I'm planting them in every single hole. Over on the front side, every other hole, because that's all the starts I have, and it kind of works out as an experiment too, to kind of see, you know, does it do better with more space in the winter? I'm kind of finding that out. They're getting really, really big in the winter. Like I'm getting almost a pound per head of my leaf lettuce, which usually is a pound per foot. So I'm potentially right now getting about 3 pounds per foot off these beds, which is amazing and explains why it's so hard for me to make a dent in it with the amount of winter sales we have. I mean, if you harvest off 3 pounds a week, you're only taking a foot of your bed. You take 10 pounds, that's only 3 foot of your bed. I already planted more than 3 foot of the bed right here. So Really is enjoyable this time of year planting. It's nice, warm in your greenhouses when it's cold outside. Things are nice and slow. This year, I've seen 0 aphids inside of these tunnels. Don't know why. I had carrots planted in the one next door, and I saw the flying aphids in there, but I never saw any real propagate. I don't know if that trapped them, or they're just waiting in the wings like usual, waiting to come in and devastate me when I'm not paying attention. But who knows? But all in all, it's holiday weekend coming up, holiday week basically coming up. So it's also time to sit around, relax, enjoy time with your family, try not to get stressed out over next season. Start looking for deals for your seeds. They'll start coming in, well, they've started coming in right now. They'll really start coming in after the first of the year when they're trying to get you to buy more and more and more. So keep planting, keep growing. I'm gonna finish my way down this bed, and then comes the fun part of getting water on stuff this year, because my whole entire water system out here is turned off this time of year. So I've got a bunch of hoses I brought in here a couple days back because I knew I was gonna do this. So they're thawed out, so I can go run them out to the spigot, come here with my hand water, and I'm just lightly going to water this bed in. Realistically, I only need to get water down about 1 inch or 2 in this really moist soil, just so these guys don't get dried out and die. Again, I'm covering all this stuff with frost fabric, which is on this side. This side you saw it in the other tunnel. Every night when it gets below freezing, if it's not freezing, leave it off, leave it open. If it does get down to freezing or just at freezing, I won't put the frost fabric on, just close the doors. All this stuff is good and hardened off now, especially these guys that I froze multiple times inside of their tray. I still can't believe they're alive. So, as always, hope you all liked your Saturday. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Have a good day, and see you all next year.